Good evening and welcome to First Presbyterian Church. We host these events with the Granite City Folk Society. And my name is Don Fortner. I'm your host tonight. So if you need anything, just point at me and I'll point you in the direction that you need to go. How many of you have been here recently to one of our programs? We've had a delightful lineup in the last year. So tonight is our first annual night. We started October 8th of last year, and we're back again this year. And we are so lucky to have, turn off your phones, please. I always forget to say that. And if you need a restroom, does everybody know where the restrooms are? They're straight out the back and then to the left, okay? But anyway, we're so lucky to have Ann Reed with us this evening. I bet everybody here has heard her at least once, haven't you? That's why you're here. Boy, that says a lot, isn't it, when somebody brings people out because you've heard them before? Usually when I play somewhere, they never show up again, so. But Ann is she infamous? Is she posthumous? No, she's not posthumous. She's many, many things, but I think I would summarize her as being real and being authentic. She's an artist with vision. She's an artist with meaningful words, and she's going to share some beautiful stuff with us tonight. So please welcome Ann Reed.
Let me get my stuff here. Oh, there you are. How lovely to see you. There was a lot of surmising about when the last time was I was in St. Cloud. And I think it's it's been a long time. And it was probably at Pioneer Place. And I'm going to say maybe a couple years pre-COVID. But you know, COVID took all that time and kind of squished it all up. But you know. My little neighbor at the fence, and here I am her audience. She looks at me and smiles. I know something. Just as she's gonna let it slip, her tiny hand comes off her hip, points to herself and sighs. This is where my heart is. And as she swirls and turns, she leaves me in my garden and talks to me. Every root and vine says, I know something. Oh, here I stand and here it is. There it grows and there it lives. I throw my arms out wide, 'cause this is where my heart is. My heart, mon cœur, mi corazón. My heart, mon cœur, mi corazón. I paddle through a day so clear, pushed by autumn's breath I hear a tune I recognize. I know something of all the things I've left undone. I whisper to that song unsung. I do believe it's time, 'cause this is where my heart is. My heart, mon cœur, mi corazón. My heart, mon cœur, mi corazón. I know where I belong. Love For the millions walking round, a miracle it's us we found. I hold you close inside, I know something. When you take my hand in yours, well, this is it, I don't need more. When I look in your eyes, I know this is where my heart is. My heart, mon cœur, mi corazón. My heart, mon cœur, mi corazón. My heart, mon cœur, mi corazón. Well, that went well. I think I'll do another one. I went to school I had 1 year of college, and it was in Bemidji, Minnesota. It was at Bemidji State College. It's now Bemidji State University. And that's mainly because they finally got a McDonald's and a Holiday Inn, and so they... when I would go up there, from Minneapolis, I would go up and you go through Nisswa and you pass this little place that was called Hole in the Day. It was Hole in the Day Lake and Hole in the Day Drive. And I found out later that there was an Ojibwe chief named Hole in the Day, and he was named that because he was born on the solar eclipse. So, nothing whatever to do with this song, but just interesting. There's a hole in the day, the light peeking through, and I'm on familiar ground. The colors all say, no, we know you, and how come you ain't been around? And I've been too far too long, I figured it out on my own. It's now in my sight, Dorothy was right, it's true, there is no place like home. There's a hole in the day, the trees are on fire, they're burning but not consumed. They're finding a way brighter, higher and higher, tonight they will color the moon. And I've been too far too long, I figured it out on my own. It's now in my sight, Dorothy was right, it's true, there is no place like home. Pine trees sway and whisper, oh, welcome home. Back trails wind and twist, you're almost to the main road. There's a hole in the day where spirits arrive to dance on the rolling waves. It's to and away they leap and they fly and go back through the hole in the day. And I've been too far too long, I figured it out on my own. It's now in my sight, Dorothy was right, it's true, there is no place like home. It's now in my sight, Dorothy was right, it's true, there is no place like home. So I was on, I'm not on Facebook as much as I was before. I had kind of a presence on Facebook, and then I got all creeped out by it because I had my page hacked. And I found out that if you have something happen to your page with Facebook, they don't help you. I was kind of like, are you kidding me? They don't help me? I don't understand this. Apple helps me, and so I just kind of gave up. But before I did, I had this friend of mine who was a writer for, he used to be a writer for the St. Paul paper. I don't know if he still is. His name was Dominic Papatola. And Dominic had this post, and he said, he was listing all these songs that were days of the week. Monday, Tuesday afternoon, Saturday night's all right for fighting, things like that. And so I was feeling somewhat snarky, and I wrote back to him and I said, God, it doesn't sound like Wednesday has anything. And he wrote back and he said, that sounds like something a songwriter could take care of, Anne. So I thought, well, I'd better do this then. And so I started to think about this poem that I knew when I was growing up, and it's an old poem. It's a poem that comes from like the 1500s or something like that, and it's an old nursery rhyme. Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go. Friday's child is loving and giving. Saturday's child must work for a living. But the child that is born on the Sabbath day is bonny and right and good and gay. Okay, so, 1500s, they've never changed that line. I don't know what that is, but, and you can check your phones later to find out what day you were born on. So. Here's a day I like just a little, sits there right in the middle of the week. Couple days have gone before, and up there lay a couple more I've seen. Old nursery rhyme makes me wonder. It's a verse that's kind to the others, it's just so. Fair of face, that's Monday's lesson. Tuesday's full of grace, the next one's full of woe. And I was born on Wednesday. I was born on Wednesday. Some folks are light like a feather, but I like those with a measure of despair. Hold this life from A to Z, and no surprise, and gravity's waiting there. And I hear them sing, I was born on Wednesday. I was born on Wednesday. Oh, it's singularity, that's what appeals to me. It does not spell the way it sounds. Oh, it's not a day of rest, just a place to catch your breath. Faithful friend that always comes around. halfway done, halfway to heaven, except for some working all seven, still they know. It's the night when choirs rehearse, their voices rise, swim the universe, there they go. It's like a little hymn. I was born on Wednesday. I was born on Wednesday. I was born on Wednesday. Oh my, yeah, I have an older brother, Mike. He's older by about 2 years, and when I wrote that song, I realized that both of us were born on a Wednesday. So as soon as I wrote the song, I sent it to him, and I just said, I wrote the song, born on Wednesday, blah blah blah. And he wrote back, and he said, yeah, you said nice song. It's just that, you and I were both cesarean section, so basically we were evicted on Wednesday. So. Yeah, that'll work. A sunny day, the air was occupied with all the sounds that fill a summer day. There were conversations strolling by, and you and I went walking round the lake. I suppose we crisscrossed both our lives. Can only guess I just went babbling on behind the questions and the long replies. The guarded hearts were coming all undone. Pretty sure that's when I learned to sing. 1,000 doubts grew feathers, off they flew. Never been so sure of anything. That's the day I fell in love with you. Made a list of moments all our time, stops we made the clear and cluttered path. And if we counted all our steps we'd find, they would circle round the moon and back. We've been going now these miles and miles, though it seems it's only been a few. Any day you've looked at me and smiled, well, that's the day I fell in love with you. Ooh, ooh. When I learned to sing, 1,000 doubts grew feathers, off they flew. Never been so sure of anything. And that's the day I fell in love with you. Never been so sure of anything. And that's the day I fell in love with you. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna. dangerous with a 12 string, turning these things around. You know, there were several people that I met beforehand came in and asked if I was going to play a certain song or not, and every song they asked for, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be doing that one. It's like I completely struck out. It's like nobody, and I thought, well, maybe I should rethink this set I'm doing. I don't know, so here's one anyway. Here's one I remember. Some paths are straight and strong till they divide and low. Some lessons don't take long, the hardest you learn all alone. I will be there for you, somebody to hold on to, listening with only an open heart. I will be there for you. I'd ask the moon to stay, give you its strength I would, leave stars to guide your way if I ever could. And I will be there for you, somebody to hold on to, listening with only an open heart. I will be there for you. It's too hard to carry on when all the world feels wrong, just in case hearts and promises break. You've got someone you can count on, and while you're on your own, I will be standing by, help keep you from the cold, hold a light up high, and I will be there for you, somebody to hold on to, listening with only an open heart. I will be there for you, I will be there for you, somebody to hold on to, listening with only an open heart. I will be there for you. Well, I know a lot of people are all about the birds and the migration happening, and Joan Griffith was going to be with me tonight. She couldn't be with me tonight, obviously, or she'd be standing right there. But anyway, Joan is a very avid birder, and she volunteers at the Raptor Center in St. Paul, and she's kind of an owl magnet. I've never seen anything like this, but you go out birding with Joan, and there's owls everywhere. And she goes, in the winter, she goes to the airport, and she sees the snowy owls, and nobody else sees them. It's like people go, I was there too. And she goes, well, you gotta find them. They kind of blend in. And so I had this, I'm not a very good birder because I don't know the names of the birds. I look at them, I go, well, it was brown and it had a white thing, and then there was another, I don't know, maybe a darker brown on it. I don't know, How big was it? Well, it was, I don't know, maybe I don't know, That doesn't help, Anne, So anyway, I'm fascinated by birds, and I'm fascinated by their migration, and so I wrote this song about it, and soon after I wrote the song, I I went out in my backyard and I saw these little birds. They looked like quail, and I thought, what are they doing in my backyard? I mean, I live in Minneapolis. I live in the city. There were 3 of them, and my neighbor came over and took a picture and sent it to a birding friend of theirs, and they said, "Hey, those are bobwhites." And see, all these people are going, "Oh yeah, you know." Oh gosh, yeah. They shouldn't be in Minneapolis, really. They're kind of their numbers are dwindling, and so here are the bobwhites, and he said, "Yeah, my friend said that it's probably a male and 2 females, and what he does is he calls them. He goes Bob White," and I kind of went, "Wow, really?" I say, "That's just really. Hi, Bob White. How are you? No wonder you're getting extinct." It's like, That's like, so anyway, I'm just going to have a drink because this is a song that requires water. So there we go. A song is there before I see them blending with the trees. I inhale autumn as if autumn is my final breath. And then I hear a voice that softly sings inside. As I watch you rise, say yes, go on, farewell, say yes, let go, farewell, say yes, say yes, go on, farewell, say yes, let go, farewell, say yes. Oh, the sound of wings, these wings that they lift a body whole. Colors bathe my eyes as if my eyes see them anew. Feel the feathers pulsing rhythm steady as the heart that beats and opens wide. As I watch you rise, say yes, go on, farewell, say yes, let go, farewell, say yes, say yes, go on, farewell, say yes, let go, farewell, say yes. I watch you fly, I pray your safe return. Use the wind that rages, shouts, whispers, and affirms. Say yes, say yes. A song is there before I see them blending with the trees. I inhale autumn as if autumn is my final breath. Oh, the sound of wings, these wings that lift, they lift a body whole. And I watch you rise. I do some work with seniors and writing songs with seniors who are in memory care, and I generally try to do some songs that are sing-alongs. We do some folk songs that are sing-alongs, and I was at a memory care facility, and I had done the song Clementine, which is just such a depressing song. I have no words for it. And most folk songs are, by the way. Most folk songs are really just melodies that are so happy, and they make you feel so great. And the lyrics are just so depressing, it's unbelievable. You Are My Sunshine is the same way. Please look up the lyrics before you sing it to your grandchildren one more time. So, I did Clementine, did the whole story of Clementine. And Clementine is one of these stories that people have added verses to over time. People just keep adding things to it. And so I had people there who, they knew Clementine. They knew a lot of songs. And we keep songs and poetry in a special little place in our brain, and we still know them. These people had hardly any language left and still knew the songs. So I said, does anybody know any other verses? Do you have any other verses for me? And this woman in the back, and I said, great, you have a verse. And she just started to sing, how I missed her, how I missed her, how I missed my Clementine, till I kissed her little sister and forgot my Clementine. I was like, oh my goodness, it was so good, I did another concert at a senior facility, and this was just a regular concert, and this woman, it was in one of those rooms that they use. It's kind of a multi-purpose room, and they use it for a church on Sunday, and you can tell because there's a picture of Jesus on the wall, and it's one of those things where he looks like Jesus of Oslo. He looks kind of Norwegian, and anyway, so this, I knew I had done, this is like the most wonderful compliment I've ever received. This woman walked by me and she said, "You're very good. I didn't fall asleep once." So, yeah. I've been thinking now, I've always not heard song lyrics very correctly when I hear them on the radio. And I'd like to blame the artist, but it's me. And like we all thought, I'm sure we all thought, please God, we all thought that the Creedence Clearwater song was actually There's a Bathroom on the Right. Didn't you think that? I did. I didn't know it was a Bad Moon on the Rise. I had no idea. And then I was singing this next song. I sang Desperado in doing bar gigs. You had to do Desperado. People wanted to hear it. And so I thought the words were, the words are actually, you've been out riding fences for so long now. I thought it was, you've been outright offensive for so long now. So this is what I was singing all those years, and then finally the woman I was singing with was going, "What are you singing?" And I kind of went, oh, that's not right, I'm sorry. You know, I can see clearly now. Lorraine is gone. We don't know where she went. She just did. She went somewhere. Yeah. And then when disco came in, with Donna Summer, I thought she was saying, "I want some pasta, baby, tonight," but I guess not. It was hot stuff. And Michael Jackson, God bless him, he did a song that was called "Keep Up with the." The line was "Keep up with the force, don't stop till you get enough." Well, I didn't know what he was saying, and I thought he was supporting education in some way and saying, "Keep up, get your postdoc, don't stop till you get it done." I thought, that's nice of him to support people in education. That's great. So, and then I think a lot of us thought that Jimi Hendrix was singing, "Excuse me while I kiss this guy." It wasn't. It was, "Excuse me while I kiss the sky." So it was close. When I worked in a record store, Madonna's first album came out, and it had a song in it that was called "Dress You Up." And it was "Dress You Up in My Love." I thought she was singing "Dress You Up in Nylons," which I thought was interesting. And I was, I'm cleaning the counter. I'm going, "Dress you up in nylons." And the manager came by. He said, I'm sorry, what was that? So I had a friend who was famous for her getting things completely wrong. And I called her one night, and I said, "Are you watching a movie?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "What are you watching?" She said, "Kill the People on the Train." I said, "What?" I said, "Murder on the Orient Express?" She goes, "Yeah, that's the one. That's really good." So, yeah. And my dear darling wife does crossword puzzles, and she had one that she said, "I think I've got something wrong here." It's the only time she lets me touch the crossword puzzle, by the way, is when she is really, really stuck and she's got like one thing that, So she says, "I think I've got something wrong here." And the clue was Laura Nero song blank coming. Well, I said, "Eli's coming." She said, "Oh, I have Ed is coming." I just had this vision of Laura Nero sitting there at the piano going, "Ed is coming." No, that isn't right. "Bob is coming." No. So, anyway, this is a song I wrote for. I did a concert at a bike shop. It was called the Tiny Bike Shop Concert, and it was great fun. I knew there were going to be a lot of people there who rode their bicycles, and so I thought I'd better write a song about a bike, because then for sure they'll like at least one song. So I'll. What you wanna be when you grow up is what the adults ask me. I look at them and I don't know what, not one of them looks happy. Woman down the street, they say, not all there, there's something wrong. She gets on her bike and makes the break, only one with a smile and a song. I wanna be the crazy lady on a bright yellow bike. I wanna be the crazy lady on a bright yellow bike. What you wanna do when you grow up, dreams of where and what and why. Always think there's time enough, life has a way of slipping by. The woman down the street, they say, when asked where she was going, "I've been to Spain, now please make way. I'm late for a date with the Pope in Rome." I wanna be the crazy lady on a bright yellow bike. I wanna be the crazy lady on a bright yellow bike. What you wanna be when you grow up? Medicare is coming. They give you a watch and a little shove. Yeah, but I'm not done yet. The woman down the street, they say, oh, so tightly wound and strict. played by the rules until one day she finally said, oh, hell with it. I wanna be the crazy lady on a bright yellow bike. I wanna be the crazy lady on a bright yellow bike. I wanna be the crazy lady on a bright yellow bike. I know that some of you have masks on, and some of you are doing a good job of distancing out there, but I can't help but do a sing-along. This is a folk music concert, after all. And it's the end of the gardening season. Some of us are very happy about that. I'm kind of I'm all excited to get to the garden, and then come September, I'm just like, oh, screw this. This is just, it's taking up so much of my time, and it's just, I can't stand this anymore. And then, winter comes, and then in January, here comes the catalogs, and they have these beautiful pictures of beefsteak tomatoes and these hydrangeas and stuff, and it's just kind of garden porn that arrives at your door, and, I'm like looking at it, and my wife comes in, what are you reading? Nothing. I'm not reading anything, So, but this is it's the only really great song I've ever heard about tomatoes. This is Guy Clark's song. Some of you already know this, but this is your part right here. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What would life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Yeah. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What would life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Ain't nothing in the world that I like better. The bacon and lettuce, homegrown tomatoes. Up in the morning, out in the garden, get you a ripe one, don't get a hard one. You plant them in the spring, eat them in the summer. All winter without them's a culinary bummer. I forget all about the sweating and digging every time I go out and pick me a big one. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What would life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. You can go out to eat, and that's for sure. There's nothing a homegrown tomato won't cure. Put them in a salad, put them in a stew. You can make your very own tomato juice. You eat them with eggs, eat them with gravy, eat them with beans, pinto or navy. Put them on the side, put them in the middle. Put a homegrown tomato on a hot cake griddle. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What would life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. If I was to change this life I lead, I'd be Johnny Tomato Seed, 'cause I know what this country needs. Homegrown tomatoes every yard you see. But when I die, don't bury me in a box in a cemetery. Out in the garden would be much better. I could be pushing up homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What would life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What would life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Yeah. Tell you what I trust. Ghosts are family, the way they stay in touch, keep me company. Friends at the table now, and we'll have a fine cup of tea. Bodies changing some, eyes with random clouds. Vision seems to come more from the inside out. We're all at the table now, so let's have a fine cup of tea. Oh, rewards of deeper flavor, regret and joy are mingled in. There's more to miss and more to savor, filled as it is up to the brim. Tell you what I miss, knowing everything except how much to risk. I guess just being seen. We're all at the table now, so let's have a fine cup of tea. Oh, rewards of deeper flavor, regret and joy are mingled in. There's more to miss and more to savor, filled as it is up to the brim. Dreams bright with desire, blooming large and lush. Hearts don't catch on fire, but they still light up. We're all at the table now, so let's have a fine cup of tea. Friends at the table now, and we'll have a fine cup of tea. So when we were all, sheltering in place with COVID and everything, and we found our way to having everything delivered to our door, I know that there are some people who must have made the same mistakes I did, which is not realizing that sometimes when you order things, especially like on Amazon, sometimes they're selling like packages of things. Sometimes it's not, you're not just getting one thing. They have them grouped in like packages of 6 or something. So I found this out the hard way because my wife came home from grocery shopping. She said there's no cat litter. She said they're out of cat litter. Yeah, and I just kind of went, well, this is a problem. I said, this is a big problem. I'm looking at my cat and going, this is a problem, you know, like you can hear me. This is a problem. So I go online. I said, no problem. I will go online. I will order the cat litter. I said, this will be fine. So I did, but and I thought I just ordered a couple of bags of cat litter. 350 pounds of cat litter arrived at my door, my front door. There were two 50-pound bags. The rest of them were like in 20-pound bags. And I just kind of, you know, Jane came up behind me. She said, what did you do? And I said, I ordered cat litter. She said, I said, we'll use it. She said, yes, but where are we going to put it? You know, so anyway, yeah, just be careful with stuff like that. It's, you know. I live in the Longfellow neighborhood of Minneapolis, and I live less than a mile from the 3rd Precinct building, and I live 2 miles from where George Floyd was murdered. That time of that Memorial Day weekend was an awakening for me, as it was for a lot of people. And in our neighborhood, which had a lot of rioting that went on, and you know, we had ash falling in our backyard, and it was a very difficult, it was difficult because you're kind of having your own kind of awakening about racism and everything else, and at the same time, you're in this neighborhood that's being destroyed. So this is a song that I wrote during that time. I think I wrote it in the month after, when things had quieted a little bit. At least we were all cleaning up East Lake Street, so. Listen, can we stop just a minute? Open our hearts and let a little bit in. It's impossible. We can't stop explaining truth. There's no way we know it about the pain and oh. We keep talking, so many shoes we never walking on. Listen, you can hear the other voices trying to break through all the everlasting noise. It's impossible. We can't hear a word if we're busy chatter every righteous thing we heard. No, we keep talking, so many shoes we never walking. And no, we keep talking, so many shoes we never walking on. Listen, when a person tells their story, open our hearts for the whole offertory. It's possible we might start to get it, maybe take a hold if only we can let it, but no. We keep talking, so many shoes we never walking, and no. We keep talking, so many shoes we never walking on. Where did they go? They're there. So there are times that we're going to be getting together with family, and I know that sometimes that is fraught. We have family members who don't agree with us politically, or, maybe we have a little history going on. But we're stepping into the season of having to gather with them, and we do have to, don't we? And so I have a suggestion. Just when things get kind of tense at the table at Thanksgiving, or get tense around Christmas time, I have something you can do. It's very much fun, especially if you have an English major in your family. It's good to know that Emily Dickinson poetry, the poetry of Emily Dickinson, can be sung to the Yellow Rose of Texas. And I suggest doing this at a moment's notice. When things start to get just a little tense, you can say, hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. You see how this works? It's so wonderful. And yes, let's see. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. It's so great. And so nobody can't like this. And if you're not big on Emily Dickinson, then turn your attention, please, to Robert Frost and Hernando's Hideaway. I think we can all do this together. Whose woods are these? I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch the woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. You have to love this, okay? So this is something you can do with your family, and I hope you do. Why not? Just something to break the tension a little bit. It's sort of like that you can sing Gilligan's Island and Amazing Grace are interchangeable. Did you know that? Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. Just sit right back and hear the tale. There's only so many notes in the world, people. I watch the rain fall, not one drop is shy. Trees are having drinks, I am warm and dry. May everybody make it safely back home to their own little nest. And now I bow my head, say thanks for this, thanks for that. I've said I'm sorry, I've said I told you so. There's stuff my heart regrets, one day I'll let it go. And if you ever felt forgiven, then you get it how it heals and mends. And now I bow my head, say thanks for now, thanks for then. Oh, the love, oh, the mess, oh, for all, thanks for that. Hear the song from a small familiar bird, not a symphony, it's her spoken word. Stories uttered, sung in chapters to a novel that'll never end. Now I bow my head, say thanks for those, thanks for them. Oh, the love, oh, the mess, oh, for all, thanks for that. I watch the rain fall, not one drop is shy. Trees are having drinks, I am warm and dry. May everybody make it safely back home to their own little nest. Now I bow my head, say thanks for this, thanks for that. May everybody make it safely back home to their own little nest. Now I bow my head, say thanks for this, thanks for that. Oh, golly. I just think here. I got this email, and sometimes you wonder how in the world somebody even got your number. And I looked this up because I thought maybe this is spam. But it turns out that there really is a magazine called Aging. And so I get this thing, and it says, "Dear Anne Reed, I would like to ask you to review a manuscript entitled Polymorphism of Transforming Growth Factors, Receptors Associated with Type 2 Diabetes Mellitus in Chinese Population." And then there's this long list of Chinese people who wrote this article, and then it says, submitted for possible publication in Aging. It says, if you agree to review this manuscript, I would ask for your comments within 14 days, if of course possible from your acceptance. And then it says, it asked me to submit my own paper to them. And I wanted to write back and say, I barely got out of high school, so I don't know what you're talking about here. You get fun things in the mail. When my mother died, I had to forward all of her mail to me. And so the first thing I got in the mail was this thing from the United States Postal Service that said, "Welcome to your new home, Virginia." And I thought, well, that's, And it had coupons inside. It kind of gave new meaning to Bed Bath & Beyond. And so it was, she had all that stuff. Yeah. And then I also have had, things sent to me, because I'm of a certain age, I'm getting things from cremation services now. And on the front it says, please do not forward. And I'm like, well, see, I just got something from a funeral home that's, I think this is, somebody probably lost their job over this. I don't think the thing you want to put on a funeral home envelope is, we need your help. Because I feel like my response is, you're not going to get it right now, okay? Yeah, we need your help. So I went by, when we first moved into our house in Longfellow, I was riding around on my bike, just exploring the neighborhood, and I went by this building. And it was the funeral home and crematorium, and it had a sign outside that said Senior Expo. And I thought, well, that's just mean. I just thought, that's just mean. I pledge allegiance to the earth, to water, sky, and trees, and to the life that it sustains above, below the seas. Any harm that's done to her is done to every being. I pledge allegiance to the earth, above, below the seas. I dedicate my actions to healing and repair of damage done by rampant greed, to gifts left in my care. Half asleep too many years, and now awake aware. I dedicate my actions to the gifts left in my care. The sacredness of all the earth, her air so sweet the scent, her waters clean and freely flow, I promise to defend. I am only one, but hand in hand with others, friends. The sacredness of all the earth, I promise to defend. I pledge allegiance to the earth, to water, sky, and trees, and to the life that it sustains, above, below the seas. Any harm that's done to her is done to every being. I pledge allegiance to the earth, above, below the seas, above, below the seas. I know I'm running a little long here, but I have a few more songs left, so you'll bear with. This is my most recent song. I was joking around with some people before and saying that I'm a very slow songwriter, and I am. I take my own sweet time with these things, but this one sort of occurred to me, you know. I'm going to count it among my COVID songs, I think. Long ago, when I was 4, my jacket's on, I'm out the door. Around the corner, I can't see a German shepherd's meeting me, nose to nose, eye to eye. I turn around, inside I go. My dad has watched it all unfold. What's the matter is what he said. I point and shake my little head and say, I'm not going out there. I'm not going out there. I'm not going out there till the big dog's gone. Summer sings a noisy tune. July the 4th begins in June. Down the street out on their lawns, they're setting off their little bombs. Parks ablaze, in alleyways. I cannot find my faithful cat. He's terrified. Oh, I get that, peeking from his hiding place underneath the bed of freight. He says, I'm not going out there. I'm not going out there. I'm not going out there till the big noise stops. Oh, scary outside. Oh, scary outside. Nowadays it's too extreme. I'm wishing, but it's not a dream. Look for kindness, love, and care. Search for beauty everywhere, high and low. Gotta feed the soul. A mighty risk I contemplate. How do I live and celebrate? I tell myself I can be brave, but there's a voice I hear it say, I'm not going out there. I'm not going out there. I'm not going out there till the crazy calms down. I'm not going out there. I'm not going out there. I'm not going out there till the big noise stops. So I got a couple more here, and I've got afterwards I'll be out. We will be. Shut up. Okay, thank you. And I'll be out at the table there with the CDs and so on. So this is a song that was written for square pegs. I always felt like I was a bit of a square peg in high school, and I still feel like that. I still feel like that in my life. So just that feeling of not fitting in and you spend your whole life trying to find a place, or find your tribe and find your people, and so. Well, they were thinking, what are we to do with you? They dressed me up, they dressed me down. A teacher told me in the hallway after school, you're so square and the world's so round. I'd like to tell her I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm out walking in the same sunlight as you. Unattractive, weird, a little off, just not okay. Too much yourself, you can't come in. I bump and roll along, find others on the way. I recognize my kith and kin, and then I sing out, I'm all right. I'm all right. my shoes. Remember words the bard had scribbled in his play. To thine own self, yeah, you be true. And then we all sing, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm out walking in the same sunlight as you. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm out walking in the same sunlight as you. I got one more song here, and thank you for coming tonight, for being a part of live music once again. It's, we're all kind of closing our eyes and kind of walking out and going, is it safe? Is it okay? So, but I appreciate it, and my thanks to the Granite Folk Society, Granite City Folk Society, and the people here at this lovely church. My thanks to Don and Maureen and Jay and everyone. They made it easy, really easy. This is sort of my go-to song after the 2016 election. When I'd open the paper every day and think, it just can't get any weirder, can it? By God, it did. So sad he said, you think the joy in days is done, over and done. So yeah, the news is bad, darkens the path that sends some light when it seems there is none. I'm gonna sing in the middle of a great big crowd, gonna do a little dance, gonna live out loud, gonna play with the puppy, gonna ride my bike, make funny faces and love this life. For every hateful word, I'll say 10 loving verbs to mend this tattered flag of mine. Say, yeah, this rag within and underneath threads, unbroken and bright. I'm gonna listen to the giggles of the kids next door, gonna give what I got, gonna play this chord, plant in my garden, watch it grow and thrive, kneel in the dirt and love this life. That old Goliath, he's got 2 big feet. I ain't gonna let him step all over me. Now if you're looking down, you only see the ground and miss the colors of the sky. So yeah, you just might trip. If that's the worst of it, well, lift your head and feast your eyes and glide through the water in a blue canoe, or stand in the glory of a big full moon. Laugh till you cry and treasure the time. Weep at the beauty and love this life. Sing in the middle of a great big crowd. Do a little dance, oh, live out loud. Play with the puppy and ride your bike. Make funny faces and love this life. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Very much. I don't know where to go. Okay. Well, okay. Let me think here. No, I'm going to keep those on. That's what I'm going to do. As long as we're in a church, I think I'll do a hymn. This is my song, O God of all the nations, a song of peace for lands afar and mine. This is my home, the country where my heart is. Here are my hopes, my dreams, my holy shrine. But other hearts in other lands are beating with hopes and dreams as true and high as mine. My country's skies are bluer than the ocean, and sunlight beams on clover leaf and pine. But other lands have sunlight too, and clover, and skies are everywhere as blue as mine. Oh, hear my song, O God of all the nations, a song of peace for their land and for mine. Oh, hear my song, thou God of all the nations, a song of peace for their land and for mine. Thank you. Good night.